Oke, halo guys, balik lagi di channel Atarashii GAME. Oke, ya, tanpa basa-basi, kita akan melanjutkan gameplay dari Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment yang ya kurang lebih 2 part lagi lah ya. Kalau bisa cepat ini 2 part lah ya. 2 part lagi, tamat. Ya kalau betul ya, karena yang gue cek di Google katanya chapternya cuma sampai 6 chapter doang sih. Ini yang terakhir ya, A Half Moon Walk. Langsung aja kita mainkan ya. Gue mau continue tapi sudah ke spoiler dikit, jadi jangan lah ya, kita play guys aja dulu. Let's. Hey, kita lihat nih, seperti
Where are you
apa
going,
chapternya.
Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that?
Kita
I
diundang
can't understand
makan
your
malam.
interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. It goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Or we can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins.
Wiggins.
Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men.
Huh?
You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Half Moon what? Oh, Half Moon Street. Kita lihat dulu misinya. Invite, investigasi the crime scene at and talk to witnesses at Half Moon Street. Integrated lane hall. Namanya susah banget. Leighton and examine his belonging at Scotland Yard. Jadi kita harus ke Half Moon Street dan juga Scotland Yard. Oke. Tapi si anak kecil tadi bilang harus ke Half Moon Street dulu, ya udah kita ke Half Moon Street dulu aja lah. Oke, kita udah sampai ke tujuan. Jalannya lurus atau ke dalam sini? Half Moon Street. Oke, berarti ke sini. Wah, gelap banget. Dari kiri kanan. Oke, jadi di sini. Sebentar, gua mau cek rekaman gua dulu. Aman ternyata. Takutnya nggak terekam. Let's go. Apa yang terjadi di sini?
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Oke, thank you Mel. Jadi dijelasin tadi kalau nggak salah dengar dan salah ingat ya. Ada suara kembang api dan si Constable Merrill ini nggak dengar ada suara tembakan gitu, padahal jelas-jelas di bodinya itu penuh tembakan. Ya ini tembakan banget sih.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
Bisa jadi tembakan, bisa
The
jadi
bullet penetrated his stomach. A dreadful
tusukan
wound.
sih. Saw.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Ya asumsi gua sih kayaknya kembang api tadi itu untuk pengalian. Ini kan suara kembang api kan gede banget ya, cedar ya. Hampir sama seperti suara tembakan, jadi dialihkan ke kembang api baru tembak dia.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Ini tembakan banget tuh.
This is
Kita
an
dapat
ordinary
kunci.
key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Tadi suruh piece of wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
What is this?
This shard of wood is quite new.
Gua nggak tahu itu apaan. Kayu sih, potongan kayu cuma kayu untuk apa gua nggak tahu.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Mencurigakan. Apakah saya tanya dengan Ryan Turner? Ryan.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you
Yes.
that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Biasa kita lihat dulu orang mencurigakan. Merah belakang buat veteran. Veteran perang. Oke. Limping. What the mean limping? Oke. Apa nih? Good life.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Wah,
Please
berarti dia
continue.
I quickly got
Beneran
up,
suara
grabbed
tembakan.
the lamp from my nightstand, and I rushed towards the window. I looked down, and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a
Oke.
man with a gun who was standing nearby,
Where exactly?
Gimana
near
gimana?
this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Yang lain?
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Oke.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
Di tembakan pertama itu nggak keras. Tembakan kedua baru terdengar kencang. Wah.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the half moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
Oke.
You have
Thank
helped
you,
us a
Mr.
great
Turner.
deal, Mr. Turner.
Thank you. Oke. Video. Oke. Belum katanya. Belum. Ada satu. Mr. Turner, bisa saya lewat? Tidak bisa ya. Terima kasih. Oi,
I'll
Wingin.
do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Why you in here? Oke, gua bisa ke kiri, ke kanan. Holy Powell.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes, I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me.
Young lad.
He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Betul. Ya betul ya, kembang apinya ini kayak pengalian isu lah ya.
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Oke, thank you,
My
Miss
thanks to
Paul.
you, Mrs. Powell.
Bener banget berarti ya. Bisa jadi. Karena suara tembakan pistol itu lebih kencang cuy daripada firework. Oh, man, kok nggak bisa lurus? Mirror.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street. Locked.
Oh, pakai kunci itu bang, nggak bisa. Bukan kuncinya. Ya bukan deh. Ya, apakah bisa gua kesini?
Locked.
Itu juga. Kesini.
Locked.
Aduh, juga. Apakah saya lurus? Ya, tidak bisa. Oke, kita sudah bertemu dengan Frank Turner ya, tapi tidak. Itu enggak. Oke, jadi gue mendapatkan Turner Understand dialog. Kayaknya harus gue tanyain disebut yang tidak tahu apa. Aduh. Lalu kita harus talk to Mr. Turner and check the view from his flat. There should be something to explain his personal. Harus ke Mr. Turner lagi. Oh, di sini ada 2 pintu.
Locked.
Kedua-duanya kekunci.
Locked.
Ini juga kunci. Aduh. Oh. Kayaknya nggak bisa. Kita coba tanya ke Mr. Turner lagi. The contract is...
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr.
Kakinya
Turner
kayak
appears to
pincang
live
tadi.
very modestly.
Terus gua lihat kakinya agak sedikit pincang.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Tidak ada apa-apa di sini. Tidak buat chat.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago. This walking stick is broken. It was placed here quite recently. A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Interesting. Mr. Turner. Anda ya, ente ya, kadang-kadang ente. Incredible.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp. There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Paper, kertas. Kertas. Ada koran, tadi baca. Window.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Nggak ada lagi kan? Oke, waktunya.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Salah. Apa lagi? Gua udah cek sini, cek sana. Tuh, fireplace.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Oh, ada kertas untuk bakar.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Riset. Dia itu pertama bangun. Itu dari ini. Terus ke sini. Pintu. Ke jendela. Ya. LT. Dia bangun. Di situ nyari sesuatu. Motong kertas, dibakar, terdengar suara tembakan, dia ke jendela. Buka jendela. Terus melihat,
No, it didn't happen this way.
bukan, kan begitu. Gimana dong? Ini bangun kan? Bener. Emang iya begini?
No, it didn't happen this way.
Hah? Gimana? Oh, nggak mungkin gini dong. Pasti bangun, habis itu eh,
No, it didn't happen this way.
Mana ya? Oh, ini. Ah,
So
begitu
Mr.
ternyata.
Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Eh,
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel concealed inside a book. A bracelet with unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Tadi kayaknya ada satu yang. Oh, nggak ada ya. Terus kita harus tanya ke Mr. Turner. Nah, Anda. Ini apa ini ya? Kamu habis ngapain kamu ini?
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Apa nih? Aduh, bentar.
I'm able to move very quickly despite my age, and when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Klik.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something, but it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Nah, ini baru. Antique bracelet.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Ini mengambil kesempatan dalam kesempitan, cuy. Gak boleh itu ya. Jadi dia melihat, entar gua pause dulu ini ya. Jadi dia ngelihat ya, dua mayat ini udah namanya juga mayat ya kan, udah nggak bergerak. Dia ambil kesempatan nih. Dia cari rogo-rogo ada yang berharga. Dia ambil, cuy. Ini sesuatu yang nggak benar. Dia mengambil kesempatan dalam kesempitan, cuy. Ini nggak baik, jangan ditiru ya. Itu nggak baik, cuy. Itu bukan hak lo. Ya meskipun orang itu udah meninggal, tapi itu tetap bukan milik hak lo gitu. Jangan main seenak sendiri gitu. Oke, thank you misalkan. Insya boy, udah tua kelakuan ya kan. Oke, sekarang apa nih misi gua? Ke Scotland Yard. Oke. Visit and find out anything have occurred at Hoffman's. Investigate. Harus tanya lah. Oh, shucks. Yaudah, gua ke Scotland Yard. Let's go. Tuh, jadi cuy ya. Gak boleh itu nama aja juga mencuri. Udah berbohong, ngambil milik orang lain.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Thank you, Lestrade. Inch. bawa ke sini. Sini Pak. Harus lihat. Ini
So
nih
this is the gun
pistolnya.
that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a
Revolver,
Webley
gila.
revolver, a reliable weapon.
Senjata sukaan gua nih
It
revolver.
seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Boom. Oh, 2 peluru.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots. A cheap watch,
Jam
bought with his
juga.
own money, no doubt.
Apple, kenapa ada Apple? Hah?
These
Oh,
cigarettes
rokok.
are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Oke. Double murder. Compelling evidence. Firing position menutup. Firing position. Ada lagi? Oke. Cluenya cukup. Waktunya investigasi. Anda,
Please escort this
Come here.
suspect for interrogation.
interogasi Anda.
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help
Ah,
you.
tenang,
To
santai
find
dulu.
out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Itu dong. Sebelum Anda cerita, saya mau melihat apa yang terjadi. Di open field. Sedikit shadow shell. Setelah yang terakhir ada di tato. Tatonya sama nih, ya nggak sih? Kayaknya tatonya sama. Oke, kita dengarkan
Good.
cerita.
Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
The third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned the corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Jujur bro, jujur.
You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Jujur lebih baik bro.
Would you tell
Siapa
me a
itu?
little about
Brian
Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Wah, berat. Ya sebenarnya udah bisa gua pikir udah selesai sebenarnya di sini. Cuma masih ada beberapa clue yang belum terungkap ya. Itu ini antik bracelet. Terus ada misi baru. There was a possible crossfire between Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti at Half Moon Street. Examine the dead bodies and perform a re-encampment. Nggak tahu tuh artinya apa. Gua kembali ke Baker Street dulu. Harus ada yang gua investigasi ya. Sampai sebelum gua lanjut gua mau ke toilet sebentar ya, jadi gua stop dulu bentar. Oke, gua balik. Kita lanjutin ya. Gue mau cari ke sini. An antique golden bracelet that was found in Mr. Turner's flat is decorated with a secret ram head. Mungkin yang clear. Art and art. Bentar. Antique bracelet. Economic technology, storing medicine, and the art of British. Nah,
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
lanjutin lagi. 5 Ram of McLean. Di tahun 1885. Ini a part of an unsecure set that belong to the Hellenic treasure. Ini collection. They have been missing from the museum.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Oh, kita dapat map baru. Kunci yang tadi ya. Kita harus ke pawn shop. Let's go. Halo, Mister. Ngapain sih? Sehat, Pak. Ya, makasih. Makasih. Itu enggak. Lemas, permisi. Punten. Waduh, gua harusnya X-Men dulu ya, cari tahu dulu.
Perfectly.
Apa nih?
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Berbuatkan macam jaket. Apa ini? Flare pistol. Oh,
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
flare gun. Betul. Yang harus gue cari.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations. It looks as...
Wah, ada perhiasan lagi. 2 gambar
The
kambing.
ram's heads.
Kambing atau
This necklace
itu
belongs
sih
to the 5
ram
rams
stop
of
ya?
Midland collection.
Domba ya?
Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Terus ada catatannya juga nih. Halo Kenneth, saya ingat Anda pernah mengatakan kepada saya tentang 3 bagian dari golden jewelry with ram heads. Dengan ram heads itu apa ya? Tikus, domba atau kambing? Ram itu apa ya? Domba kayaknya. Dari ancient Greece. Kamu masih eh, memilikinya kan. Oke, bagus untuk kamu. Gua dapat a man loaded with money, dapat orang dengan banyak uang ya, orang kaya yang who's crazy about to sell, yang gila banget lah untuk dapetin perhiasan ini lah kayaknya ya. Is ready to fork out a small fortune. Maksudnya, I can arrange a meeting with this money back for you. Wow. But I want you to cut me in on the deal. We're waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street. Oh, I see. Jadi dua orang yang kena bunuh tadi itu adalah ini Brian Vercotti sama itu mau apa ya istilahnya, kok gue lupa mau ngomong apa. Sudah perjanjian lah, jadi mau dibeli itu, jadi dikirim bayar uangnya. Oke. Nah, saat ketemuan ada orang yang ngebunuh dua orang tersebut. Terus ada lagi Oke, gue masih mau lanjutkan investigasi dulu sebelum gue jadi sudah habis ya, nggak ada di tempat gue udah nggak ada juga. There was possible crossroad between Kenneth Carter and Brian Vercotti atau estimate dapat seperti Oke, berarti gue kembali ke Half Moon Street. Betul ya, ini belum kelar, masih ada yang harus diselidiki. Sambil itu gue cek dulu ngerekam ya, rekam. Oh nggak bisa ke sini? Iya nggak bisa.
Locked.
Lock.
Locked.
Lock.
Locked.
Pak, bisa ngomong Pak? Nggak bisa deh, lagi sebat. Gua.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
LP.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. This should be useful.
Oke, suruh apa gua? Oh, lihat lagi kejadiannya. Oh, ini.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Crossfire, double murder, crossfire. Hehehe. Ada lagi. Oke. Gimana? Talk to Constable Marrow and find out if it would have been possible to miss someone hiding in the shadow of Moon Street at the time of the crime. Oke, jadi gua harus tanya ke Constable Marrow.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Hehehe. Kita pakai Mr. Marrow.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Lucu banget nih. Oke, kiri.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Kiri, kanan, nggak ada. Di depan juga nggak ada.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Up the walls. Oke, naik ke atas dinding. Climbing equipment. Find the flare gun to emulate the firework and tools for climbing the wall. Oke, berarti kita harus kembali ke pawn shop. Ambil flare gun sama apa tadi? And tools. Oke. Toolsnya kalau nggak salah di sebelah. Nah, tangga kan. Bukan tali.
These tools are exactly what
Oh,
I need to
astaga.
climb the wall.
Oke. Kira tangga sih. Biarkannya.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Udah sih. Talk to Constable Mero and attempt to imitate the flash from the firework. Check if it was possible to escape the crime scene by climbing the wall. Alright. Kita ke Huffman Street kembali. Cukup seru sih yang case kali ini ya. Simpel tapi seru, ini yang gue suka sih.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no. Then
Tahu
where did you
kan?
get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Kayaknya dia yang pakai flare gun deh. Kayaknya ya. Oke, Mero. Let's go.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
I see. That's me if you can.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. The streetlights fall directly on this wall. Not an ideal spot to escape the crime scene. It is also directly in front of Polly Powell. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Oh gitu ternyata kategorinya. Oke.
I can barely see anything.
LT, astaga. Pantes kok gak mau.
Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
Apa gagal? Iya gagal. Ya. Sorry Mr. Holmes. Gue yang salah.
I can barely see anything.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Holmes? Are you there?
Go.
Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
Okay, berhasil.
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
They follow the trace of the criminal and inspect the attic, the building that we might have used for his escape. Oh, where? In here?
These shards of glass are from the window above.
Ini pecahan kaca. Buat jaket. Ada jaket.
A
Jaketnya
cluster of thick
siapa?
black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket.
Jaketnya siapa
The person
ini?
whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Dapat clue lagi. Salah. Confidence. Anything else? Oh, no. Okay. Electric. Kita straight sekarang. Oke. Sampai.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horsehair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
What is that? Animal. Sirkus akrobat. Oh. Anything else? Mr. Holmes. Oh, oke. Sudah tidak ada dan sudah dikasih tanda ya di sebelah kanan, yaitu tanda Y. Dan artinya udah pasti itu waktunya kita menyelesaikan misteri. Oke, pilihan yang A. Absolve Chapman. Despite committing murder, Lincoln is a young, albeit foolish and respectable man. His brother Wiggins would be left completely alone. It can be Chapman may be young, but he is already a victim murderer who killed a prisoner of prison, expected for a long-standing good. He deserved life first. Pilih yang mana nih cuy? A atau X nih? A deh, gua pilih A. Kenapa aja gua pilih A cuy?
Leighton Chapman, you did commit a double murder in Half Moon Street. It was due to a long-held grudge against one of your victims, Brian Vercotti. However, your brother Wiggins came to me. He needs you as much as you need him. I have faith that you will not err again, so I have decided that you shall avoid a harsher fate.
But no, it didn't happen like that.
We have solid evidence, Chapman. You cannot deny it. A crime is a crime, but Mr. Holmes has convinced us to ease your sentence. Don't make us regret it.
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
Gue penasaran ending yang satunya gimana sih? Gue penasaran aja. Oke, kita coba. Kita pilih yang X. Kayak agak nggak tega gue ya kalau milih yang A tadi. Lihat endingnya kayak begitu, kayak nggak tega banget gue.
Leighton Chapman, a long-held
Kita lihat
grudge against your
perbedaannya di
acquaintance
mana.
Brian Vercotti led to the dreadful murder in Half Moon Street. You killed Brian Vercotti and his companion Kenneth Butler with cold single-mindedness. The law will not tolerate that.
No, it's not true. I'm innocent.
It's all over now, lad. The clues speak for themselves. Now you'll have to face up to justice.
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
Dua-duanya kayak nggak enak. Tapi kalau dilihat dari reaksinya sih, gue mending yang A sih. Masih mending yang A tadi daripada yang X. Jadi gue pilih yang A lagi. Ya A udah paling benar dah. Kalian juga nggak bisa diselamatin tuh, boy. Udah terdakwa ya, udah terbukti. Ya. Ini gue cepetin aja.
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
Sorry, kid. Wow. People made the same moral choice. 68%. People solved the case the same way. 1%. Wow. Credit. Oke, dengan ini gue menyatakan game Sherlock Holmes Crimes Crimes and Punishment selesai. Ini case yang paling gua benci itu. Case yang paling gua benci itu. Ini kalau nggak salah case yang ke-4 ya. Antara 4 atau di kayaknya. Kasus yang pertama, yang tadi itu kasus keempat, jadi yang tadi kasus ketiga, jadi yang pertama. Ini kasus pertama di Peter itu ya. Ya animasi yang Peter. Oh ini yang kasus terakhir. Barusan kita selesaikan chapter ke-6. Ini chapter keempat. Oh ini chapter kedua. Oh nggak salah. Ya ini chapter kedua, ini yang kita tembak tangannya ya, jadi tembak ke kepala. Tentang kereta api ya. Chapter kelima nggak dilihat ini. Oh kelewat tadi. Oke, nice. Oke, jadi untuk segala kasusnya sih yang gua pilih ya tetap kasus yang nomor 5 tetap jadi kesukaan gua. Terus untuk yang kedua mungkin bentar. Crimes Punishment. The Black Peter. Yang pertama ini cuy, segi garden drama, ini paling gua demen ya. Teka-tekinya luar biasa. Pokoknya menarik lah yang Q garden drama ini. Terus untuk yang kedua mungkin A Half Moon Walk ya. Ini juga seru, simple tapi seru, menarik. Terus yang ketiga Bloodbath ya. Oh ya benar, 3 ini, keempat ini, kelima ini, dan yang terakhir ini ada AP Grand ini gak jelas banget, sumpah gak jelas banget. Oke, udah selesai, nggak bisa apa-apa gua. Oke, that's it. Bisa exit bro. Kita nggak dapat tropis. Terus untuk orang gua nggak dapat 3 ya, 3 foto orang. Ini yang pertama, terus yang keempat ini ya, di paling gua benci, terus sama satu lagi itu dapat juga. Ini exitnya nggak mau cuy. Halo, exit boy. Yalah gua main menu dah. Oke, akhirnya satu game lagi udah gua tamatin ya. Gua kira bakal jadi 2 part yang chapter terakhir, ternyata cukup 1 part aja, ini udah kelar ya. luar biasa banget. Thank you banget Sherlock Holmes, thank you banget Dr. Watson ya, dan thank you banget untuk Lestrade ya, thank you banget, dan kepada semua polisi yang bertugas di game ini ya. Jadi dengan ini gue menyatakan Sherlock Holmes Crime and Punishment resmi tamat di tangan gue ya. Dari segi cerita ada sedih, lucunya ada, penuh drama, misteri, lengkap lah ini game. Actionnya juga dapat, dia kan ada actionnya juga. Teka-tekinya luar biasa, puzzle-nya luar biasa. Meskipun banyak juga yang gua skip, ya karena gua terbatas juga ya kan. Untuk rate dari 1 sampai 10 gua kasih rate 8,5 lah ini game ya. Karena gua sendiri masih kesusahan dengan Inggrisnya ya, terlalu cepat juga. Ada Inggris yang belum pernah gua ketahui selama ini. Terus yang gua salut adalah untuk clue-nya ya, dia ngasih clue-nya banget. Jadi kalau kalian kesusahan di puzzle-nya, kalian bisa skip, itu membantu banget untuk para player gitu loh. Sekali lagi thank you banget ya, jangan lupa like dan subscribe. Ditunggu aja series berikutnya ya, itu yang gua udah bilangin ya. Kemarin habis ya kan, ya itu game menarik ya, ditunggu aja game series berikutnya. Gua pamit undur diri, sampai jumpa di next video guys. Thank you banget, bye bye.